This might sound strange coming from someone who's worked out for many years, but I just had to be honest with myself. I was doing too much. Too many intense workouts, and also I think there was too many rules that I had about food. Not to mention too many expectations about where I should be at this time in my life and what fits my life today. And I'm 55 now, right? Just about to be 56. Ooh, getting close. But I'm not trying to live like I'm 25. Now, I wouldn't mind 39. I think that was a great age. Even 42. That was a great age as well. So I pulled back. I amplified what I was already doing instead of continuously doing more and more. The trick was to do the things that your body actually responds to, instead of doing the things that I'm being told to do to fit a commercialized fitness program, if you will. So in today's video, I want to show you what I actually did to pull back and to do less that actually ended up being more, and that my body actually was very happy that I did. And how that decision made me feel calmer, more at peace, and look more leaner than I ever thought was possible in this day and time. Okay, these are the things that I had to change. Lately, I've been going hard. I've been doing hard, excessive training. It was weightlifting, intervals, which I still do all these things, but I walk already every day, and then I was adding more steps to my daily walk as well as doing second walks. I just was expecting way too much from my body. And that's the things that I could have done 10 years ago, no problem, which I did. But today, my body is telling me to, Reggie, chill out, take a break, and recover properly for what my body requires today. I was depleting my nutrients so much that I just felt exhausted and fatigued, and I couldn't even think straight later in the afternoon. The other thing, besides feeling tired, I was feeling bloated as heck. Bloated was like, again, a 5-month pregnancy. So the stress was high, my insulin resistance was there, of course, and along with the cortisol levels, I was just adding to it because I was putting so much pressure on performing in physical activities. There were 6 mistakes that I was making. So let's start with number 1. Pushing myself like I was 25 years old. Again, no rest days. That was the total thing. I can say I wasn't giving myself time to recover and to rest in between the weightlifting. And also I was adding in other types of classes like Pilates, and which is fine. Doing the Pilates with weights as well, in between doing heavy lifting, okay? And also doing at least 10,000 steps a day. So there was so much more I was doing that I didn't really need to, and I didn't need to punish myself for it in the first place. Exercise is great for cutting the stress, but it adds more stress if you're doing too much. Just stop. Number 2 mistake I was making is not listening to my hunger cues. I know we live a fasting lifestyle, which is still fine, but I had to step back from doing so much OMAD. And yes, I love doing it, but I was doing it for at least 4 years, at least, off and on. And there was extended moments of months and months that I stuck to OMAD. Well, my body was just matching the energy that I was giving it by eating that certain amount of food in the one meal I was getting. So instead, I'm not eating by the clock, and I'm listening to my hunger cues and just being mindful when I'm hungry. And as you know, in a few videos ago, I told you that I'm now eating breakfast. And so basically it's when I'm hungry. And usually that could be anywhere between 9:30 and 11 o'clock in the morning. So I don't put the pressure on myself to say, oh, I gotta wait till 11, right? And if I'm hungry at 9:30, I need to go ahead and eat. That is putting good food and protein into my body that's giving me the energy, and then I can do the types of intense workouts that I have the energy and the fuel already in me to be able to really perform. Mistake number 3, I was cutting out foods that I actually enjoy. Oh my goodness, you know, rice, potatoes, pasta, cheese. Yes, I had taken a break from cheese. It's been about, I don't know, 2 months. Yeah, I mean, it's great that I took a break because I was overdoing it. I really was overdoing it. And I needed to cut down on the fat, higher protein, the lower fat intake. Because I love butter, I'm not going to give that up. Now, it's okay to eat the type of foods you want, but just to be portion controlled in a way that you're not overdoing it. And it's okay to do that occasionally. And for me, I like to have my rice. And yeah, you can see that I eat rice with my chicken, or I eat rice with my fish, give or take. And what I find is like brown rice and wild rice is really great for me, and it doesn't spike the blood levels so high that it's out of control. Then it's very difficult to lose the fat that you're trying to do when you're constantly spiking up your blood levels. So, and that's what carbs can do. I have to be mindful of when I do eat these type of carbs. If I know I'm gonna have a dinner with rice or potatoes or something like that, then I usually don't eat these type of carbs that in the other meals. Like if it's a lunch or if it's breakfast, I usually will keep it very low carb on those other meals, and then I will eat the higher carb at that last meal of the day, as long as it's earlier in the day. Mistake number 4, I was scheduling exercise that didn't really fit into my normal life and what it is today. And before, I was rushing around, trying to get to a class, trying to go to a gym. I was also taking, you know, hot Pilates and hot yoga back in the day. Really a 3-hour commitment, because the class was 90 minutes and, you know, took 30 minutes to get there and 30 minutes to get home. Think about it. So really, you're looking at about 3 hours just to be at this class. And that stressed me out even more so when I was leaving work and trying to make it now today around my caregiving. And that was way too much. I changed my workouts to work out at home. And I've been doing that for a few years now. I just didn't pressure myself to always go and do a scheduling class that I really just can't do these days. And I can get just as much benefit as working out at home, as you guys know, with my classes on YouTube. I have classes on an app that I work with as well for a fitness program. So I do a combination of things, and it's a variety of different types of offerings that are right at your fingertips. And you can put it on your television and you can go at it. Mistake number 5, I was forcing too many high intensity sessions instead of using a lower, calmer, low impact or flow type of strengthening sessions that you can do more with less time. Instead of doing a 45-minute or even an hour class, I now do a 20 to 30-minute class. I found the combination weight training type of exercises, and you're targeting larger areas, muscle areas of your body that you're working out at once. So you can squeeze in a lot more into a 30-minute session without so many breaks in between. And it's still low impact, and I'm not killing my knees or killing my back by doing the type of exercises that I know that will increase the pain and the discomfort that I already have from just being 55. Okay, so basically I added in those Pilates classes like I said before, or I add in mobility strength type of classes that are very nice and calming, but yet you burn. And I do actually get a sweat in that 30-minute session. Mistake number 6, staying in toxic routines that kept my cortisol levels high. Again, you may have seen some of my past videos, and if you're new to the channel, that I had shared that I left my position at work because I'm doing a lot more intense caregiving for my mom, who had a stroke at the age of 55, which is the age that I am now. And it's a very important year to me to make sure that I'm doing the things and to just be at a level of wellness without all the stress. My mom really had a stressful job. She was commuting to her job, very highly stressed for over 20 something years. And you know, 2 weeks after she retired, she had the stroke. This is what I mean about pulling back on toxic routines. It could be your job, it could be your boss, it could be just people in your environment, relationships with your family, relationships with friends that maybe are not really your friends. Is your mind constantly turning and turning, and it's just all this chatter going on in your mind when you're in the bed and it just never turns off? That's what I mean about changing the toxic routines of what we've been doing for so long, and it's become our new normal. Those cortisol levels will keep the weight on, and it will keep you from getting lean and cutting the fat. And so if we don't make those changes, and yes, you have to sacrifice something if you want to make a change. For it to become a habit, you have to be consistent. So for me, doing less and changing my lifestyle, it made such a huge difference, and the benefits of it are really coming into fruition that I see. I corrected things and I trained like a woman, right? And I really have to understand that I can listen to some male fitness gurus, that's fine, but I also have to tweak it to make sure that it works for me. And that's what you have to do for yourself. Eating when hungry to get a balance. Eating a well-rounded food. Prioritizing protein, but getting the fiber and the fats as well. And the carbs. I lower the intensity exercises. I do a lot of rebounding, which is very fun and low impact, but yet the heart rate gets up there. And that's my intense intervals. I do a lot of stretching and walking and enjoying nature. I gave myself permission to step back and not worry about what everybody else is doing, and to cater to myself and what is required to build the good nutrients in my body, but also to build with great fitness that doesn't hinder me and hurt me and cause injuries. And I started honoring rest. And if that meant to skip a workout, then that's what I need to do. Listen to your body. So we know that high cortisol equals belly fat storage. Right? Especially after menopause. Strength training plus adequate recovery builds muscle and it boosts metabolism. Eating enough proteins and carbs at the right time. Timing is everything. Meal timing, right? And that's a part of fasting, in my opinion, is that meal timing will allow you to be able to fast at the appropriate times, like when you sleep and when it's in the evening, later at times, and early mornings. So it is possible to do less that will give you more results. So if you're in your 50s and you've been pushing and punishing yourself, stop and think about the things that you want to change today. If you're looking to customize your nutrition and fitness program for yourself, I'm here to help you do that. If you're the kind of person that needs to do it on your own in self-paced, please do check out my fasting lifestyle guide. That link will be in the description box. My question for you is, are you doing less to do more? And what is it that you've changed, that you're doing different today than you did before menopause came along? I love to know. Thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And always remember, you can begin again. Cheers.